facility investments are at lesser rates than in all 50 states. 6, the lack of representation, voting strength, that would be greater than that of 24 existing states also means that federal laws, programs, and regulations, as well as international agreements, are crafted with little consideration of the territory's circumstances, needs, and desires. Recently, a new threat to the economic development of Puerto Rico has taken root in the amount of subsidies that the United States Virgin Islands plans to refund to British rum producer Diageo. Federal officials should take note of the fact that the USVI plans to refund up to 35% of the federal rum tax rebate to Diageo in the production of Captain Morgan rum. This would squarely put Puerto Rico and our rum producers at a disadvantage over the USVI. The reasoning behind the subsidies that are given is to promote public service and economic development within our territories and not to provide and not private profits. Last month, our resident commissioner, Pedro Pierluisi, introduced legislation in the House of Representatives along with 12 other House members to limit the amount of these refund subsidies to 10%. Senator Bob Menendez, along with 4 other senators, have done the same in the Senate. President Obama's administration should support the limit on these subsidies and reaffirm its commitment for these subsidies to be used as an economic development tool and not a pony-up profit scheme. Puerto Rico has great economic potential, waiting to be unleashed by equality within the nation. We must not forget that Puerto Rico has a highly skilled, bilingual, and multicultural workforce that is poised to be a certain crossroads to Latin America should the federal government treat us equally and give us equal influence in our nation's systems. The 4 million Puerto Ricans who reside on the island wait for the opportunity to participate as an equal within the strongest economy in the world. Thank you.
Okay. It wasn't easy for me to come from Puerto Rico. Some fellows pay me the flight for, to make tell you what they think, what they believe. People, simple people, no politicians, no people from the university, but simple people. Facing with the truth, we need to conclude that the only decolonization option for Puerto Rico are either statehood or independence. As stated by the U.S. Department of Justice, Representative Mr. Kevin Marshall, the 2005 and the 2007 Presidential Task Force, the U.S. Congressional Research Service, and many other constitutional law experts and congressmen. We are convinced that the exercise of sovereign right to self-determination, it is imperative that the people of Puerto Rico initiate the process. With this purpose in mind, we wrote the Plebiscite of the People Bill of Puerto Rico, with the support and co-sponsorship of numerous citizens and civic organizations, and based on historical documents and information obtained directly from the legislative, executive, and judicial branches of the federal government. Said bill has been filed in Puerto Rico Senate by petition on February 11, 2010, by Senator Carmelo Rios, and in the Puerto Rican House of Representatives by its president, the Honorable Jennifer Gonzalez, with the whole New Progressive Party delegation as co-sponsors. Attached to our written statement, you will find a copy of said bill. In order for the free determination process to be transparent, it can have the intervention of parties that those called to decide, including the Congress. We expect that in the future, this committee will include and consider the opinions, position, active participation of civic organizations like ours in the development, discussion, and public expression expressed regarding the political status of Puerto Rico, and you can always count with our unconditional cooperation with such efforts. in the name of all civic organizations of Puerto Rico dealing with the political status, I thank you very much for your attention. Thank you very much.
Yes, my name is Livia Rodriguez. I'm the Executive Director of the Enlace Caño Martín Peña project in San Juan, Puerto Rico. And we've been hearing a lot this afternoon about the harsh difficulties that our island country has been facing and is facing currently. But sometimes we also need to look at the instances that provide us all hope. And I believe that the project that the 27,000 inhabitants of 8 poor communities located in the heart of the city of San Juan have developed during the past 10 years definitely deserves being looked at, because it has become an award-winning model that all Puerto Ricans from all walks of life, beliefs, political beliefs, and religious beliefs support. And this project has developed a comprehensive development plan including more than 700 participatory planning activities. It has been awarded by many important organizations such as the American Planning Association, and it's amazing how much can be done with so little in so many different instances that affect directly the quality of life, the health and safety of so many people that today literally live on top of open sewer in the heart of San Juan. So my invitation to the task force is to include as a recommendation in your report to the President to select a model project, either Martín Peña or any other that has this impact on the island's economy, and to fully support that project together with all the other partners from the private sector and the local public sector that are already a big part of this important initiative. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The Martín Peña Channel and Livia's project is part of the restoration of the San Juan Bay estuary. And I just want to share with you some words here. Estuaries are pivotal coastal ecosystems for the economy of the nation and its environmental conservation. They are defined as places where fresh water from rivers and creeks mixes with salt water from the ocean. The San Juan Bay Estuary Partnership is part of EPA's National Estuary Program, where 27 other estuary organizations are funded under Section 320
really
of the
focusing
Clean
on
Water
looking
Act
towards the
to
future and
coordinate
what
the
kind of
implementation
training we
of
can provide
comprehensive
that
conservation
will
and
match
management
what
plans.
these other
The San Juan Bay
departments
Estuary
are doing
is one
in
of
terms
the
of the
exits
ability to
of
attract
Puerto Rico's
investment,
economy,
so that we're
since
training
its
the
bodies of
workforce for
water
the future
cross
in
all the
areas
metropolitan
like
area of the
green
island
jobs,
and are used for the
possibility
maritime
healthcare,
transportation
allied
of
health,
cargo,
etc.
recreation at
We
16 miles
toured
of
along with
coast of
everyone
sandy
and
beaches,
received
including
a lot of really
Piñones,
interesting
Condado, Ocean Park,
information
and Isla
from
Verde.
regional
From the
municipalities
health
and regions,
of these bodies of
and
water
municipalities,
depend
specifically
80%
around
of
their
all
interests,
products
because
imported
we need to hear
Puerto
from
Rico
you
through the San
what
Juan
you
Bay,
think,
as well as
where
the
the island can
Marine
go and
Airport
what kind of
located on the
investments can be
fringes of
made,
the
and how we
Tordesillas
can
Lagoon,
also
and over
better leverage
700
our
cruises,
resources
where 1.2
as we move
million of
forward.
cruise passengers
So everything
arrive
from
every year to Puerto
infrastructure we
Rico.
heard, and as
This
well as
jewel
issues like
is
tourism and
threatened by
ecotourism.
illegal
So it's all
sanitary
looking
raw
forward.
sewage discharges,
Open it
the
up.
obstruction of the Martín Peña Channel that needs to be dredged urgently, and an increasing solid waste crisis that is affecting our watershed. Our organization has in place a master plan to restore the San Juan Bay estuary, and we present a new model for implementing environmental restoration actions where municipalities, state and federal agencies, the community and volunteers participate in the decision-making process. We need to offer attention to the restoration of the San Juan Bay estuary system. The health of 1.2 million people depends on it, as well as of hundreds of species and the economy of the island. Thank you. Thank you. Go back there.
Thank you. Oh, can I? Oops. Safety hazard.
Okay, again, when we're talking about the actual status of Puerto Rico, you can call it Commonwealth if you want to, but you have to make a difference because we have, for example, Massachusetts Constitution is called the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Does that make Massachusetts a territory? No, right? So that's the difference. Just because it's called a Commonwealth, the Commonwealth itself never created a status. The status of Puerto Rico is a territory, was created by the Treaty of Paris and remains a territory. Powers have been delegated by the Congress and by the U.S. Supreme Court after 112 years, and that's why we're still sitting down here. There's a lot of sovereignty. And the economical result of Puerto Rico is because of mainly because of the status option. We change the status option, we improve it, economically we'll improve. That's the main concept. You don't take care of the sickness, you don't take care of the symptoms if you don't take care of the sickness first. So don't do it otherwise. And remember, the options need to be constitutional. If you include non-constitutional, you may do it. Congress has the powers to do whatever they want to, but then the Supreme Court is there to protect our rights. So I'm going to take, or maybe somebody's going to take a case to the Supreme Court in order to declare it non-constitutional. So don't lose your time. So that's what we want to. And I'm sure that President Obama is going to follow what the Constitution says. Let's put it that way. Thank you.
Thank you. There is one takeaway that I hope that this task force will take after this hearing, and that is that Puerto Rico's history of economic development is intertwined and linked with territorial status. The island has been a fertile ground for federal tax subsidies to pharma and manufacturing, for revenues realized